Come with me. Let me teach you how to calculate mean for distributed data. Now, this data is a group data, right? You can see that we have 40 to 49. That means they are grouped, right? And it ended at 90 to 99. Okay, so what we are going to be doing here is that we have 50 students and we are expected to calculate the mean of their distribution in a class. All right, so how do you calculate mean? First, you need to know the formula to calculate mean. If you want to calculate mean, mean is represented by this bar x, and it is given as summation of fx all over summation of f. So how do we get summation of fx and how do we get summation of f? We already know that summation of f is the total frequency. So if you add up all these frequencies, it gives you back the 50 students, right? Then what is left for us to look for is summation of fx. Now, how do you work out fx? First, you need to even look for x, and this x is called a class mark, right? So you add up another portion of this table, and then you get your x value with it. All right, so let's see how to get our x value. So at this portion, I can put class mark, I can call it class mark, and then I put my x. So class mark represent x, right? So how do you get this value? It's simple. The only thing you just need to do is add up these two values and divide by 2. So 40 plus 49 divided by 2. So let's keep our calculator running. 40 plus 49 will give us this value divided by 2. We're going to be having 44.5. 44.5. Now, if you look at these values, they increase the same way, right? So 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79. And the interval between these numbers are 10. So for me to just get the next value, I can just add 10 to this to give me the next one. But for confirmation, let's just do it first. So we have 50 plus 59 will give you this divided by 2. So you're going to be having 54.5. So you can see we just added 10 to this value. 44.5 plus 10, 54.5. Plus another 10, that gives us 64.5. When you add 10 to this, that gives us 74.5. When you add 10 to this, that gives us 84.5. When you add 10 to this, that gives us 94.5. So for quick way to solve this thing, you just work it this way instead of clicking calculator and waiting for your answers. All right, so that is the value of x. Now, the next thing we need to look for, these values say fx, that means f times x. So if it is f times x, we need to add up another portion of the table and then look for our f times x. So fx will be gotten in this place. Now, in this case, what we need to just do is, this is f, frequency, x is this value, so multiply these two values. So we have 7 times 44.5, and that gives us 311.5 for this case. So let's multiply this. 6 times 54.5, that gives us 327. Now 13 times 64, 6 times 54.5. Okay, good. This is 13 times 64.5. That gives us this value, 838.5. And then the next one, 11 times 74.5. That gives us 819.5. And then the next one, 8 times 84.5. That gives us 676. And the last but not the least, 5 times 94.5. That gives us 472.5. So now let's get the summation. Summation means we should add up all this value. So summation of fx is going to be giving us, so let's add up this value. We have 311.5 plus 327 plus 838.5 plus 819.5 plus 676 plus 472.5, and that gives us about 3445. Okay, so we've gotten the summation of fx. So what we're going to do now is to impute it in the formula. So our mean, which is x bar, will now give us summation of fx divided by summation of x, and then fx is going to give us 3445. Then our summation of F is 50. So we divide this value by 50. So divided by 50, so we have 3445 divided by 50, and that gives us the very interesting number of 68.9. So this is what our mean for the distribution of this data. All right, so this is where we're going to stop now. Remember to like, subscribe, and also comment, share with family and friends. I'll see you in the next video where I'll bring interesting other questions. Bye for now.